Hey, I want to talk to you about factoring, and I want you to notice this problem here has 4 terms, 1, 2, 3, 4. So when you're factoring something that has 4 terms, you should automatically be thinking about the grouping method. So factoring something has 4 terms. First thing you want to do is just see if you could factor out a greatest common factor from the whole problem. And notice here, this does not have a greatest common factor for the whole problem, not for all 4 terms. So what I'm going to do is group the first 2 together and group the last 2 together. And I put in this artificial plus sign that's not in the original, just so I can separate those negatives on the last 2 terms. So group the first 2, group the last 2. And then what you do is factor out the greatest common factor from the first set. So that's going to be 2x. So I factored out a 2x here. So 2x times this is that, and 2x times this is that. And then over here, I factored out the greatest common factor between these 2, and I factored out a -3, which makes this x plus 5. You can check it. -3 times x is -3x, and -3 times 5 is -15, so it checks out. The reason I factored out a -3 instead of a +3 is I wanted these 2 things to match up, x plus 5 here and x plus 5 there. And if I had factored out a +3, it would not have worked. These wouldn't have been the same. So these 2 terms need to be the same. If they're not, it means you made a mistake or it just doesn't factor by grouping. So next what you do is you write down that common term one time right there, and this comes from there and there. You put those 2 together, and this is the factored form of that by grouping. All right, so that's factoring by grouping. See you later.